Most investors are flying blind. They're reacting to headlines, chasing momentum, making decisions based on gut feeling and cable news soundbites. But what if you could see the entire macro cycle before the market moves? That's exactly what the 57 signal framework does. Here's the truth most people don't understand. The economy moves in 5 distinct phases. Each phase has its own rules, its own opportunities, its own dangers. Phase 1 is the melt-up, where fortunes are made. Phase 2 is the compression, where fortunes are destroyed. And phases 3, 4, and 5, those are where the bulls separate from the herd. But you can't navigate these phases if you can't see where you are. That's why we built the 57 signal framework. 57 signals, organized into 3 precision tools. First, cycles. 17 temporal cycles from 3-year inventory rhythms to 75-year debt supercycles. They don't predict what happens. They tell you when the environment is vulnerable, when you should be paying closer attention to what comes next. Second, indicators. 27 signals measuring the current state across 5 tiers. Leading indicators that warn 3 to 18 months ahead. Coincident indicators that confirm in real time. Valuation that determines severity, credit and liquidity plumbing, and sentiment. Third, triggers. 13 binary events, either fired or not. These confirm when a phase transition has actually begun. Not speculation. Confirmation. 3 tools, 1 integrated system. Context first, measurement second, confirmation third. Here's how you use it. You start with the cycles dashboard. Right now, we're in year 16 of an 18-year land cycle, year 9 of a 9-year capital expenditure cycle. The U.S. has 120% debt to GDP. We're in late-stage debt saturation. That's context. It tells you the macro environment is historically fragile. Late expansion, maximum vulnerability. Now you move to indicators. And here's where it gets interesting. The leading economic index has been negative for 21 consecutive months, the longest non-recession decline since 1959. Bank lending standards are at 45% net tightening. The Buffett indicator is at 187%, the second highest level ever recorded. Multiple warnings, all flashing, all confirmed across different tiers. But, and this is critical, credit spreads are still at 95 basis points. Investment-grade corporate bonds show 0 systemic stress. High-yield default rates are at cycle lows. The VIX is calm. So you check triggers. And right now, 0 of 13 triggers are active. That's the framework in action. Late cycle warnings everywhere, but no forced selling, no credit blowout, no regime change confirmed. Translation: Phase 1 continues, until triggers say otherwise. This is where most investors fail. They see the warnings and panic, or they ignore the warnings and get crushed. The framework gives you discipline. It says, warnings are not decisions. Context is not a trade. You act when the system confirms, not before, not after, when. Phase 2 requires 3 or more triggers firing simultaneously, not sequentially over months, together, within days. And credit spread blowout must be one of them. That's the rule. No exceptions, no overrides. Because the framework isn't about being right. It's about being positioned correctly when the phase actually changes. So here's what you do next. Go to builderslens.com/57signals. Open all 3 dashboards, bookmark them, check them together. Watch how the signals move, how the tiers align, how triggers stay dormant until suddenly they don't. And when they do, you'll know exactly what phase you're in, exactly what the rules are, exactly how to position. The 57 signal framework is live, updated with February 2026 data. This is the beginning of the Builder's Lens 5-phase strategy. The question is, are you going to keep flying blind? Or are you ready to see the cycle before the market does? builderslens.com/57signals